Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Alright, Tariq, here it is. The ending of our long-running series that we started together during COVID.
I gotta say, when I set my master plan into motion, I really underestimate how good of a strategist I am. At completely taking over a role and ousting anybody else that ever was close to it.
Look, it just turns out, the Dow's doing good, right?
Did I kill Sentai? Am I the Sentai killer? Because it really feels like...
Right? Did you ever acknowledge... Look, there are 50 Sentai series named. Did you name them all on the list?
It really feels like I might have killed Sentai because, especially when we consider that we did the Power Rangers thing with Molly, died.
Mm-hmm.
Now William's gone, and
he's lost in the multiverse. Mental health. He's in the mental health universe, or finding the role universe.
Now we're here with Gozyuger, and everything is falling apart, crumbling away. I really gotta say it's. I never expected myself to be so powerful.
Right, you never expect yourself to be going this far. Look, but here's the thing, right? This is the last quote-unquote asterisk, recording of Sentai we're gonna do, right? I mean, there's still a bunch of specials. They already announced a bunch of stupid specials or whatever that are coming out. I don't think we're gonna go back and revisit any past series. That was a lot. I do not want to talk about past Sentai season. There's no point for us to go back
to again.
Right, so normally we have a structure for this, but I feel like due to how badly mismanaged this season was, we have to go through the production of this season first.
Yeah.
Before we go to the story, the premise.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And we already. The worst part is, right, we have already covered a good deal of this in previous recordings.
Yeah.
So.
But it's crazy that it's still an issue because as I've put on record multiple times, I'm not doing this shit. I don't fuck with Sentai. Mm-hmm. But when it's hitting my news outlets and going, "Ooh yeah, there's
hey, you might like this, Hey, you into this
some
news?
Spicy shit might be happening." I go
right. Hey, here's the thing. I'm not gonna talk about the Maya Inamori situation. I feel like we have already talked about that
shit
enough.
To death. Yeah.
Right, there's nothing else for us to go over. I'm just gonna talk about the general production notes and everything. Right, so it's been proven over the last few weeks since they realized that Sentai's ending, they can just go out and spill all the tea in the production.
It's Stephen Colbert on the last 2 months.
Yeah, they
of
do not
Stephen
care
Colbert
anymore. They're like, yeah, we're gonna admit. Oh yeah, by the way, real quick before we get so Gavin Infinity is airing by the time this should be released. So the producer has gone on record, has said, yeah, we're not going to release this internationally until we see how well it does in the domestic market.
Great. Hey, that sounds like a foolproof plan.
That's a crazy plan. They're going through all this effort.
There is no way that could backfire. There's no way that will be a problem.
Look, you can't fail making Gavin again, Yeah. But yeah, so that's the Gavin Infinity tidbit I found out in the last few days because like I said, now that Sentai is over, they're just spilling all the tea. We're putting all the spicy behind the scenes drama and bullshit.
All they should be doing at this point, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the big tidbit we found out was that they planned for Gozyuger to be the final season before production even started, like the head of production. He didn't even tell the director.
Yeah, see,
he just said, no, there's another season.
That's the thing that I see. I fully believe that. That I believe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was, once again, I was ranting about some of this to Molly.
I mean,
I was going, there's no way that in the process of doing this, that somebody didn't have an inkling of an idea that they were not having to do production or like background meetings for
Right,
the
people
next
were
season.
already questioning it when the series first announced that this is the 49th series,
Yeah,
but they're using the summary as the
50th
50th,
because
as the
they say-
50th,
because-
right? And that they're splitting Loop Hat and Lupin Ranger, Paddle Ranger into two separate shows. Like, all right,
but
that's
it was also they were splitting the Mirai Time Force Ranger, right? Also,
no, it was just those two. It was just
they only
Lupin and
split that's even worse. That's actually
Yeah.
take that as even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, they could. Yeah, right. Yeah, so people thought like, man, they're just stretching. They're just trying to be outrageous. They're like, oh, they're like, right, because like, 'cause this year's also like the 50th in terms of like production airing, right? Since Go Ranger, the first Sentai season, so they really want to capitalize. They really want to get in on that 50th anniversary. Right, because of that, and everything. So yeah, so there's been a lot of tidbits that's been revealed, like how it turned out that they did not realize who the final villain of the show was until episode 34 aired, which is insane, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
Or the fact that they... Oh, yeah, so, what's it? I think we talked about how the writer for this season, it's, Akiko, what's her name? Akiko Inoue, the daughter of Inoue from, right?
Yeah, she's a nepo baby. She's a
Yeah, she's a nepo. Yeah, right. She got like I found out. So in the previous, I did say she had no writing credit. I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
I looked it up. She wrote for Godchild. She wrote like 12 episodes of Godchild.
Oh, the brilliant art. Well, why didn't you say so? Oh, it's just the brilliant artist.
All right, look. So she is not a full-on nepo baby.
No,
Okay,
no.
she wrote 12 episodes.
She's got a storied and valid and really just well, of course she's perfect for the job. She's brilliant. Oh, the brilliant author of fucking Gotchard. Well, why didn't you fucking say so?
But yeah, there's a lot of fucking behind the scenes, like that's been revealed.
Scenes with Goju Unicorn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna look. We've already been through that, but yeah, I think those are like kind of like the most relevant thing. Also, here's the thing. I feel like this is gonna be a hot take, but I think that the 2011 Japanese earthquake is the worst thing that ever happened to Sentai. Okay.
Oh, is that when it broke?
Right. So I don't know. So you did not watch Gokaiger. You did not watch Mega Force and all that stuff. So Gokaiger is considered by fans to be like one of the greatest Sentai seasons because they brought back all these cast members.
Right. I mean, it was
to
a
do
legacy
cameo
season because it had.
It was the anniversary season.
Yeah.
And everything, So one of the reasons why I found it, the reason why they got right here's the thing, a lot of cast members showed up abnormally than normal for like a Toei produced season. We're like, oh man, how did they get back off? So we found out the reason why so many casts, they came back without pay because of the earthquake, because they didn't want to make all the Japanese children be sad that Japan got hit by an earthquake, right?
Thus establishing,
that's
establishing a world in which they can work for free.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? You can't keep relying on an earthquake to hit Japan every 5 or 10 years, to keep getting past cast members to come back and, hey, can you come make a cameo appearance unpaid, by the way? Really, really big emphasis on unpaid, right? For you to come back and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one of the worst things ever. Just take more of the sleeves. Okay, just unsleeve them. I don't care. Yeah. Oh, my cards are falling. All right. But anyway, but yeah. So that's the thing. So that ruined Gokaiger in retrospect. With all these cast members coming back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I think those are like the two major stuff I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about in terms of production that was revealed in like because what is it? I think the writers did like did an interview with like some Japanese newspaper talking about, hey man, and you're at the end of Gozyuger. How do you feel about that? How's it going? Right? What was the process like for that thing?
Right.
But yeah. So, all right. I think that's it for production. I want to talk about the story. This story is a fucking mess, and I fucking hate.
So coming in at the end, just because I'm here by honestly just moral obligation and pity.
Right. I was not gonna do this. I would have killed myself if I had to reveal this entire show by myself.
Yeah.
Just doing this entire season by myself. This story is really bad. It's really evaluated, right? Once you read the production and behind the scenes about how the story got so bad, you know.
Yeah.
Because of it and everything. Right, because the whole show was built up the premise of a battle royale. You know, that's what the kids love. Kids love battle royale. Right. You know, they love the Fortnite. You know, they love the They love the PUBG battleground. You know, but once you realize that there are 50 Sentai Rangers and 5 Rangers, and you only get like 5 episodes. You know, you realize you cannot dedicate every single. I mean, technically you could have gotten away with that, but there's not gonna be any type of space to write like other stupid tidbits within the show, you know. So within the show's own narrative, there's a lot of off-screen battle royale that happens. They're all like, yeah, that happened. They're like, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you can't do anything. They're just like, yeah, we did a battle royale off screen. You know, right? You guys should probably replace these with the English versions.
Where are they?
I threw them around there somewhere. But yeah, so that's one of the things. Because of that, right? That this whole battle was just a big waste of nothingness. You know, like the first few episodes, or at least like the first story arc within the show, they had they did a lot of stuff
that they were trying
in regards to that they actually did put effort. But once you realize that they were spending like 2 episodes dedicated to a single battle, you're like, oh wait, hold on. I don't know how that map does not work like that if you do it like that. You know. Right. You can't dedicate 2 episodes to do a battle royale to focus on one literal one battle. That you know you're taking up too much time. But yeah, so a lot of it's just crazy how many times they just come back like after like the next episode break. They're like, oh wow, that was a fun battle royale.
Which just did. Honestly, in comparison, it goes back to an issue that we had directly with fucking Gotchard, where it was like, and then oh man, guys, remember when we got that Kemi? Oh yeah, so anyway, anyway, so now we're here now, and it's all good.
Right, but here's the thing, you know, at least with the Kemis, they're fucking bullshit, and you know, and they're not a real like mainstay of the show.
I would argue, especially later to the show, the Kemis become incredibly.
Yeah, but still, but at least I feel like at least with you can't like imagine like a Kamen Rider, right? He would Toma, not Toma, fuck. What's Zio's again? Shogo? Imagine if Shogo was off screen getting a ride watch.
Oh,
you know?
Man,
that was a great.
Yeah, we got the.
Man, well, I just got the Agito ride watch off screen. That was great.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I get
stuff
that,
like that.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, like at least with Kems are not like, I mean, they're relevant, but they're like super relevant enough for you to care.
Yeah, the problem is that they are legacy because this is a anniversary series. When you skip
right, as a season that's made to celebrate the legacy
series, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's it's also right. It's also like, look, here's the thing. There's 50 Rangers, you know, right? You cannot dedicate Space Soldier, especially when you get to like the popularity. I was like, oh man, right? A lot of Rangers were like, I don't know. Here's the thing. Look, I don't care about the Showa era. You know, I was not born in the Showa era. You know, right? Yeah. I am not a post World War II, you know, baby or anything like that. Right? So hey, look, a lot of people got really mad that this show did not do enough Showa representation. I'm like, all right, sure, you know. I mean, yeah, man, damn, how dare they don't do enough Showa? I think within the show they only did 1 Showa representative, right, or 2. And you're like, all right, you know, all right, cool. But yeah, look, it was like I think that's enough. I don't get enough people care to do enough show. But yeah, I did not. The story was really bad. Like I said, going for the production note, they did not. They were just writing the story as they were going along. From what I can tell from these from the interviews that the head writer did.
Yeah.
Because of that, so Yeah. So they just... Also, one of the worst things is that there was, like, no real villain. They just kept having... Right? So, like, the whole point of the Battle Royale was that you had the Rangers fight the no one, right? Fight the AI people, or whatever the fuck, for the Battle Royale. But they clearly established a main villain within the show, right? From episode 0, when they fought Satan or whatever.
I'll be back.
Okay, well, Eric is walking off camera. He's walking out of frame, right? So remember how in episode 0 we saw all the Rangers, came together to
then
fight.
Everybody died. That was my favorite part.
fight Satan or whatever. Get those pink sleeves. So they only became the main villain again within the last 5 episodes of the show.
Oh, so they've remembered.
So,
that they made that guy a thing.
Yeah, they remember. Yeah, that's who. If you watch the opening of episode, that's who they focus like 5 seconds on, real quick.
Oh.
That weird demon baby. That was supposed to be the Satan of all calamities or whatever the fuck, right? That guy. But so there was even from episode 0 they sound like this big great evil. You thought, okay, that's what we are going with. That's the main villain. That's who we're gonna fight with by the end of this show. Nope. Throughout the show's main run, they do not. Those guys never are acknowledged. They're never brought up, or anything like that. It's literally not till like the last 5 episodes when they decided to be plot relevant again about like, by the way, so hey, do you remember me, the sword god? These are my mortal enemies, by the way. This is who I am destined to fight with. They are the Ganon to my Link. Right? That's who those guys. Unsleeve those. Eric's gonna use those as extra sleeves, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I fucking hate the main villain of the show. Because of that. So right. So because these were supposed to be our big bad, but they were not relevant enough to be our big bad throughout the show. So we had to focus on all like this weird interpersonal drama. Also, one of the best part about the show is how it's not till the literal last episode where Hoeru, our main Red Ranger, finally decides to refer to his coworker as his friends. They spend the entire 48 episodes run being co-workers,
I don't know.
all right? None of these
I'm kind
people...
of okay with that. Sometimes you just...
hey, look, that's the thing. Hey, look, you don't need to be friends when you were co-workers. Yeah. They're called co-workers for a reason, But I just think it's...
at an arm's length.
Yeah, look, you keep your work life and your private life and your personal life separate, right? So, but I just think it's just real funny how it takes him... Because he's a big fucking loser, The whole goal of the... But that's his central character arc is that he's a loser, Right, but anyway, that's the main story. That's like the main story tidbit I want to get out the way. So I just want to get to the characters, right? So normally how we do this, we start with the Red Ranger, and then we just work backwards from there. But I feel like I need to start with the least developed character and go up, to more competent written characters. All right, so I want to start with my boy, the Goju Tyranno Bakugami, what the fuck's this guy's name?
The yellow one?
Yeah, hold on, let me go back. I have to go scroll down. Bakugami Ryugi, Alright, so he gets, I think at most, 4 episodes dedicated to him. And one of those episodes, he gets written off, okay? So, So one of the main gimmick of the show is that, hey, look, if you win the Battle Royale, you get your wish granted by the Sword God, His wish is that he just wants to spread the teaching of the Sword God. That's it. Also, we find that everyone in the show is just inherently selfish as fuck. That's with their wish. I'm not saying everyone needs to make... I'm not saying everyone needs to make some humanitarian changing wish, I don't need all these... Not all these characters need to be wishing to end cancer, right? Solve world hunger, release the files, any of that type of...
Well, we don't want to release the files, we need to arrest the files.
Yeah, but so his wish is that he wanted people to learn about the Sword God, or spread the teaching. I was like, alright, sure, why not? I don't give a fuck. So he gets he is such an actual side character within the show. He gets 2 episodes dedicated to him at most. as far as I'm aware of within the show's narrative, right? Like his maid comes back and tells him to go back to stop worshiping a sword, a talking sword, and go back to work at your father's company at the hospital, right?
Oh.
Which you think is real fucking funny, right? But here's the thing: at least his maid showing up to challenge him to the battle royale of like, hey, go get a job,
And she's the maid that shows up in the end, right?
Yes, right. I think that's real funny, because of that. Because it does set up the next episode he gets focused on 10 episodes later when his dad actually shows up and said, hey, come back to work at the hospital. Right? Because one of his, here's the thing with Yellow Ranger and Sentai. Here's so they did like this weird little tribute to Yellow Ranger in Sentai history where they just get killed off, That's just like a recurring thing in like Sentai history. That Yellow Ranger gets killed off and then they get replaced, either due to real life or story-driven content, all right?
Yeah.
So there's like a midway point throughout the show where he loses his Yellow Ranger power, and he goes back to work at his father's hospital. And it's real fucking funny as fuck, right? It's so fucking random out of nowhere that if you do not know about like this knowledge of Yellow Ranger history within Sentai, it comes out of fucking nowhere, Right? He loses his ring and he's like, oh well, I can't worship the sword god anymore. Guess I'll go work at the hospital with my father now, and call it a day. It's just so fucking random and abrupt like that. He just decides to stop. He spent like his entire life worshiping the sword god. Just be like, all right, well, yeah, well, I can't really, I don't have the rings, so that kind of stops me from worshiping.
Out of the whole deal.
Yeah, so all right, you guys have fun, but he eventually gets his ring back, obviously, as you can tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, his character is really one-dimensional, and he has like no growth. He learns that. Hey, maybe I can worship the sword god without the rings power. Ignoring the fact that I still want the rings. Please still give me the rings, I still want to, I still want to worship the sword god, but I still need the rings as well.
Right.
Does he learn anything about working from the hospital?
Nope.
Does he learn about, hey, he should probably be working at his father's hospital? Also, here's the thing, right? It's like his dad is nepo babying him, saying that, hey, you should work, hey, I am the director of the hospital, and I want my son. No, we learned within the show's narrative, he actually knows medical science. He's an actual...
So he could just not be like a crazy person and like...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like his dad is forcing him to do like the family's legacy of, hey, we gotta keep up this hospital business going. No, it is when it shows there, he just happens to have a knowledge of the human body. He's like, oh yeah, no, hey look, he broke out the C-section. Lupus. It's probably lupus.
Okay,
right, dumb shit like that.
Different things, but okay.
Yeah, but no, within the shows there, he's an actual medical person. But he's just like, oh no, man, I just think it's way more funny if I just waste my time fucking working.
The life of the Blade, I guess.
Of a hermit, of a fucking monk instead. Insane, yeah. But yeah, that's Bakugami. Like I said, one of the worst. Like I said, so that's the base we're going with. So Antoine, you can only imagine it just keeps going up from here until how bad these characters are.
Well, it becomes better, right?
Nope, it does not. That is the best word you're gonna get, okay? Because now the next character I want to talk about, Takehara Kijino, Goju Eagle, the Green Ranger, okay? So I assume you don't notice, but his character, right? Don't be fooled by the fact that he looks like a 20-year-old young Japanese.
Yeah, so I know
man,
that he's
okay?
he's like somehow a reincarnated old man.
Nope, he's not reincarnated in any aspect. Nope. He's an 80-year-old man who just wishes to have a young boy's body, Okay?
I kind of said the same thing.
But here's the thing, right? The reason why he wants to have a young boy's body is not to get, like, a second chance in life. Or he just wants to hang out and party and go to parties, But for some reason, his idea of party is going to Japanese high schools instead. It's like, hey, high schoolers, you guys want to go party with me? I'm a young hip.
At least the Kijino files.
Look, I'm a... right? I'm an actual youth like you,
Hello.
Check out my AC.
Hello, fellow children. Also, who wants to hang out at my private island?
Right? Yeah, that's his character. That is his character's wish. That he just wants to be a guy that wants to party all the time or whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. But then, but here's the thing, right? So as we learn all these people's wishes and how fucking stupid they are, we find out that they really are fucking stupid, right? Because his ultimate end goal by the end of the show is that, wait a minute, I don't need to have a young boy's body or a young man's body to be a party person, I can just party as a regular 80-year-old man,
Yeah.
right? He makes that realization, right? But he still tells the sword guy, but hold on, let me keep this body, I kind of like being this body, just because I learned that my wish is really fucking stupid, right? Is that it turns out I don't need. Look, is that partying is just a mindset, As long as you have the mindset of a guy that likes to party, you can party at any age, right?
Partying is
but it'd be really helpful if I had a young boy's body. Yeah, ignore that. Even though I learned how stupid my wish is, right? So then, as we also find out as the show, because here's the thing. So in one episode, we learned that, it's kind of obvious, right, that he had a wife because he has children and grandchildren, right? Right? We learned that he had a wife. So there was an episode where everyone had a dream, right? They all had a dream, and in this dream, we saw their wish, right? But it is not the wish that they gave the sword god, okay? It is just a completely different wish that their mind so I guess this is their subconscious mind just came up with, right? In his dream in this one episode, right, he wishes to hang out with his wife again, right? Because we found out in the show that she passed away, old age, right? Because of that. So we thought oh, is that why he wants to be young again, to find love? Or some weird shit like that, What's it? Really awkward, Just the fact that he's still an 80-year-old Japanese man, right? But then we found out like in the episode, his wife died, and he's just depressed, And that's it.
Oh,
that's why he wants to party all the time.
I mean, understandable. That is pretty depressing.
Look, Japan just have a really bad elderly problem, that goes on. But yeah, so we found out that his wish is we found out that the source of the reason why he wants to hang out and party is because of his dead wife, who tells him to live life to their fullest, or whatever the fuck. Right? I'm like, oh, he did not need this fucking sword god, this fucking magic sword, to tell him all this shit. Yeah, he could have done this at any point. Put the missing sleeve with this pile. But yeah, it's really dumb. It's really annoying once we find out the crux of his wish and how he came to his revelation and everything, and how stupid his wish actually is, right? Because of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's Kinjiro. Not Kinjiro. Gotta be careful with those Japanese.
We don't talk about him.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's Kinjiro. All right. So here's the thing. Right? We're only going up from here on. So next, I want to talk about Sumino Ichikawa, played by the one and only Kohaku Shida. Right?
Who is what?
Only sister herself, right?
That whole thing.
Yeah. And look, like I said, I'm not gonna go into the whole
that was a whole thing.
Inamori bullshit again. There's no point. No, look, I feel like we have already talked about. I just want to talk about this character as that character, and I realized I probably should have put her first. Her wish is that she just wanted her sister to wake up because her sister is has Victoria Freeze, where the fuck, Mr. Freeze's wife.
Oh yeah, that whole thing. So her sister was in
she
was in a coma, or right.
She just wanted her sister to wake,
in cryo sleep.
Yeah, stuff like that, right? That's what her wish is. We're just hey, out of everyone, I'll let you know, out of everyone in this show, that is the most reasonable person to have the most reasonable wish. By the way, it does not get better. It does not get better from with all the other characters, right? That is how her wish is. She's a character that, like I said, the whole character did fuck up her character arc real bad. Right? right? She lost an entire episode dedicated to her because of what was happened. But I think within the show's narrative,
What happened? What happened though? What happened?
Nothing. You know, look, she tripped down the stairs. You know?
Oh, did something?
Like that. I think outside of her debut episode where they introduced her, you know, I think she actually only had like one episode dedicated to her.
Episode, you're talking about this one's debut episode, or are you talking about that one's debut episode?
It's a debut episode where she has always been played by Kohaku Shida, you know, since the beginning. I am looking through my episodes list right now, and I think outside of her episode 1 debut, she only had one episode dedicated to her, and that was when her sister got woken up again, and everything. But then by the end of that, she went back to sleep. Right? Because it turns out her sister was being kept alive, woken up by the magic sword god. You know, and told her like, hey, look, you lost. I'm not gonna grant your wish. You know, right? It's over. Go back to sleep. But yeah, I would guess nothing happens with her character because of what happened. Right? She just exists. She's like, hey. At least she cannot be known as the first and last female Black Ranger in Sentai. That is her only.
I remember it going across and people being like, "Oh my God, Sentai's had a female Black Ranger." I went, first of all, that's crazy that's a milestone for you all. And then they went anyway. So anyway, that Black Ranger though, that female Black Ranger, female Black Ranger. So she something happened with her. That was really something for me.
But yeah, nothing happens with her character throughout the entire show. Literal blank slate of a character, because of everything. So I really have nothing to say in regards to Ichikawa as a character. She is so. I'm not saying we should erase her from the show, but I think if you put out a cardboard cutout of her throughout the entire
apparently
show,
it seemed like they could replace her.
You know, I'm just saying, if you don't just replace her with a different actress, and I don't know, maybe starting from episode 40 onward, nothing about her character would have changed within the show.
Yeah, it's just impressive that they just went, yeah, this is a completely static thing that we don't need to worry about changing.
Yep. There you go. But yeah, that's Ichikawa. I really have nothing else to say about Ichikawa. Right. All right, next, I'm going to talk about who I think is probably the most hated character in the show. I'm going to talk about Goju Wolf, Rikuo Byakuya, all right? The Blue Ranger, all right?
Okay.
I fucking hate this character and his entire existence.
Hold on. He's the wolf?
I'm sorry. He's Leon.
I was about to say,
wherever.
I was like,
yeah.
Isn't the wolf the red?
Lion and wolf are very just.
I mean, there's something that can be said about the suit designs for this season of like differentiating animals, but I can see some of that comparison, but okay, yeah, you're talking about the lion guy, Blue.
Yeah, the Blue Ranger. All right, he is the second most developed character in this show. All right. And I fucking hate that. All right, his wish is that he wants to be a #1 idol. All right, it turns out he had a crash out on stage. You know, he messed up his concert. You know, and then that put him to a little run. He's like, oh man, I can't be a good idol anymore now because of it. And then once again, like everyone else in this fucking show, it turned out just be a state of mind. Fucking state of mind. You know, right? It's so fucking bad. That he just has his entire wish of just women. Oh no, he could just done this at any point to be like a #1 idol, pretty boy, dancing boy again, right? There was literally, it was just himself and it's just his own sheer incompetence, laziness. All right. So the reason why I hate this here is a lot of this show is fucking. He gets so many. He has an entire subplot that revolves around him for 40 episodes.
Why is it? What?
Right?
What is the subplot for 40 episodes?
Oh my god. So I look taking a page from her dad, the genius mind of Totsuki Inoue, alright? One of the things that Totsuki Inoue likes to write in all of his stupid little fucking Kamen Rider, tokusatsu, Super Sentai show is that he likes to write a obligatory romance plot where it could be solved if people just sat down and talked to each other like normal adults.
Everybody's
okay?
favorite thing that's like not like tiring and exhausting to watch at all, and like everybody feels totally cool with it. And loves it.
All right, I'm sorry. He has 2 subplots. That is the first one, and the second one is when his best friend wants to kill him for something that he did not even do.
Right. So once again,
all right,
if you could just sit down and talk to.
All right.
Sit down and talk.
So he gets these 2 subplots dedicated to him throughout the shows, right? It is fucking insane that he gets 2 subplots dedicated to him because of this dumb shit. So I'll give you the choice of which one you would want me to hear about first. All right.
Okay.
All right. So it's your choice. Do you want to hear about the romance, or do you want to hear about his best friend first? All right.
I'll choose the romance because isn't the best friend one just gonna turn out to be the one with Tegajun and the wait shit, they might be the same shit, fuck.
No. That's Kuon. That's Hoeru. That's Hoeru's fucking subplot with his brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah. All right. You want to hear about the romance plot?
The romance,
All right. So the romance plot is that a bouquet. Right, she's the girl, she's the pink-haired girl that works for, right? So throughout the show, we find out that Bouquet is a fan of Ryuko, right? I was like, oh my god, I'm his. Wait, look, if Ryuko has one fan, I am that one fan. If Ryuko is dead, I am dead,
right.
She's his, right? So the point of the show is that she's his number 1 fan, okay? Right? But she does not know he is the Blue Ranger for like 40 episodes, okay?
Oh.
Because every time that he shows up, she is never there present. And every time she is present fighting the Gozyuger, the Blue Ranger never shows up, okay?
I see.
So she does not know that this is that she is fighting her number 1 fan. And hey look, we goes like guys like, hey look, I'm getting stalked by a crazy fan, right? Hey look, she got big hair. Hey look, that might be my thing. He is not aware that Bouquet is one of his enemies. And the worst part is, right, throughout the show, the both sides, right, witness this stuff, and they're like, does he know? Does she know that we're fighting the enemy?
And
right?
They just don't say
during
anything.
all this. They don't say anything. Once again, none of these people are friends in this show. Everyone is just a co-worker, and they just don't. And once again, this show has such a major communication problem. Like no one talks to each other about their goddamn problems. So there's like a whole there's like so many episodes that's dedicated to Rikuo and Bouquet on their won't they plotline. I was like, boy, man, this could be resolved real quickly. Because the Gozyuger has fought Bouquet, and the no ones have fought Goju Leon, so they're well aware of who these people are, but they just don't talk about it, Apparently the Goju never brings up to Ryuko that, hey, there's a pink hair girl that fucking attacks us. Watch out. And the no ones are never tells Bouquet, hey, you're just a Blue Ranger on your team. You're never around for that for some reason, but watch out for that Blue Ranger, right? Yeah. So that's fucking insane. That like I said, it's just a fucking stupid romance subplot that's like, God, Jesus Christ, this could be solved. This does not need to be a long forming. This does not have to be like a weird subplot within the show. Like this is extreme, right? This is. I mean, this is just gonna lead to them being together. But I was like, we do not need to spend this much of them with their stupid will they, won't they, garbage. Right? So I fucking hate that. In the end, he becomes an idol again. He realizes, oh, wait, it was just a mental state. Oh, wow. It turns out I do know how to sing and dance this entire time. I did not need a magic sword god to teach me how to,
his whole thing was
how to
just
fucking...
try to regain his disgraced idol fucking, reputation.
Yeah.
And then he just does it. And then it's just, okay.
He just does it himself. You know, right? Mm. He just does it himself. So he's like, yeah, he did not need the Magic Sword God. Could have wished the Magic Sword God for something better, like his best friend developing super cancer. Okay, so the other subplot within the show, right, is Ryuko and his best friend, partner, manager. I'm not really sure what these two's relationship exactly are. When the show does a really bad job of like establishing what these people's relationship. I legitimately thought for like a good while, like these people are actually lovers, or you know, I'll be like, wow, you know, but that's not the case. So his subplot is that Ray is like a main villain for the midpoint of the show. He just becomes the main villain to the right, but his entire beef is only with Ryuko. He doesn't have beef with the other Gozyuger. He does not even give a fuck about what the other Gozyuger. He's like, hey, where's Goju Leon? Let me fight him. You know, right? So we found out that his entire thing is that he developed super cancer or some incurable disease. Okay, right? And he blames Ryuko for it. Okay. And so you're probably thinking, wait, how did Ryuko lead to him getting cancer, you know, right? Right? Did he have a virus? Did they go out and eat? So did they go to an island and did he get like a disease from like a Russian?
His friends after a tournament, and then he woke up with a sniffle, and then he checked his Facebook and saw that his friend said, "I'm feeling sick," and then he went, uh-oh.
So what happened was, one night out, Ryuko and Ray were out from a dinner. So Ryuko gets attacked by a crazy stalker fan with a knife. Okay? So Ray jumps in and protects him from the knife attack, okay?
Right.
Alright. Then the next day he's like, oh, I got cancer. I'm gonna blame this on Ryuko now because of this. Right? That's it. That is his entire crux.
Oh. That sucks.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah, because we established with the show that he's also a doctor. Does not work for Bakugami's hospital, but I know he does or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Irrelevant, right? We established with the show that he's a doctor. Okay, so when we found that his crux is that he developed a cancer or something from saving Ryuko from a knife attack, is like the most unhinged. Like, wow, you had it right there. You could have wrote. This is an easy writable situation. Why he wants revenge. You know, like the knife attack could have damage his hand, could have Doctor Strange's hand, you know, where like, oh man, I can't perform surgery, I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna lose my profession, you know, and it was right there, but no, they for some reason right around like this weird subplot that because he saved him one night from a knife attack, he got a disease, and now he hates Ryuko for it. I was like, oh, that's extremely weird, you know, it makes no sense from any narrative. Like, that's such an insane stretch to go to, by the way.
All the way
right, because of it. Right, like, I always say, look, I'm sorry you got hit by the knife attack, but your arm still works, and you still have... Also, he works in a hospital, too. He's acting like... He's like... You know? Don't you... Right, so he's like, oh no, because of this knife attack, I lost everything, you know? Ooh. Right, it's not like he's revealed in the show at any point. He has like a robot hand or a prosthetic hand, you know? No, his hand fully works. It's like he recovered. It looks like he recovered from that knife attack pretty well, if anything. You know? Right, but he's like, oh no, at some point, between me getting stabbed, you know, and the next day I got cancer. I was like, oh boy, that's it. Oh, I know whose fault this is. It can only be Ryuko. He's the one that caused me to get this cancer. It has to have been. You know.
There can only be one person that's truly responsible for my problems.
Right, but yeah, that is Ryuko's other. Like I said, he gets two subplots taken throughout, which is I think it's absolutely fucking insane that he's just like the mid, right? Because as it turns out that they were writing this shit right from the interview, right, from what I was reading, like they were just writing this shit as they were going on, and when they got. Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, and I guess it makes sense. You know, look, I feel like that's like the only way you could ever justify a character getting cancer from a knife attack. You know, I was like, oh yeah, that's that they have to have been writing it.
Wait, hold on.
Right, but
I
yeah,
just realized, isn't that the plot of Sword Art Alicization?
I mean, he was actually injected with the disease, though,
true.
right?
He was stabbed with a syringe.
Right. Yeah, he was actually injected. Like, no, like, there was no... This was like, they never established who this crazy... They just said there was a crazy fangirl with a knife. That's it. They did not say there was a crazy fang... If there was like, it was a crazy fangirl with a syringe,
Yeah.
right? I would have been like, all right, yeah, I can understand. I understand your beef with him, you know, right?
Yeah.
But like, no, it was just a regular knife attack that he protected him from. And then he just like, oh, yep, fucking... Oh, yeah, my life's over, you know, fuck it. Damn.
It really be like that sometimes.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I also yeah, during the whole Ray is the main villain arc for like 5, 6 episodes. It's just that he kidnaps Ota, the sister of Ichikawa, right? Because she's like, oh yeah, hey look, this young Japanese girl, she has the secret to curing my cancer. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. That's why I keep her in a stasis pod in my mansion, you know. I was like,
okay.
I don't think this is not looking good. You know, everything you're saying is making your case worse. I feel like you're trying to come up as a sympathetic villain right now, right? But like nothing you're saying or doing is helping out your
case. Makes me
sympathize
with you.
Yeah, I feel like everything you're doing is actually just worse. You know, it gets so bad. Like during like his entire arc, the Gozyuger and the No One actually teams up to fight him. You know.
Well, I think that is a solution, I guess.
Yeah, that's how bad it was with this fucking character because of this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's so that's Ryuko. Like I said, I fucking hate him and everything about his character and the fact that we had so much fucking time dedicated to this fucking guy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about. So normally I would finish out the core team, but I'm gonna save the best for last. I'm gonna talk about the sixth ranger of the team,
let's get to this.
Masaru Kumada. All right,
Yeah.
he is Goju Polar. All right. Right. So, Tariq, I want to ask you a question. Do you think we live in our current time?
I mean,
do you think everything we're currently living in is the real world?
I believe that it doesn't matter if it is or isn't. So I might as well let it be.
All right. Well, what if I told you that our reality is actually the second reality that was born because the winner rewrote reality? Okay.
Only the second one. Only the second one.
Only that we know of.
Yeah,
you know,
it really
right?
feels like it
right?
could be we could be on any number of them. Once you establish that they could be...
Yeah, we could be on any... Look, Professor Farnsworth could be... He's traveling back to... Keeps going... Look, you know what they say? The universe just keeps resetting itself, right?
I don't know.
Just keep going.
Saying, Doctor Who, it's, you know, you say there's only 11, and then they say then it's only 13, and then you say... Then you find out that it could be any number of them.
Oh boy! Look! But here's the thing: Doctor would never put a woman doctor, you know, or a black doctor.
Yeah, well, depends.
Look.
What suit is that woman doctor wearing?
So we find out from Kumada when he shows that the reality that our Gozyuger team lives in is fake. They live in a devil. Was it? Fuck, not Devil May Cry. Devilman Crybaby. Crybaby situation where their reality is actually the second one that was reborn. Yeah. And it's fucking and the show does not make a big deal of that. He says
it's not a big deal. So why would they? I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, the character's like, oh. Yeah, he's just, like, that is like his big introduction to the show. It's like, by the way, I was the previous Goju Wolf from the previous, and when I won, I was like, I told the Sword God, hey, Sword God, hey, I don't want to be the shitty ass Red Ranger. Hey, give me a cooler color.
Wait, so he was he was the wolf or the lion? Wait,
yes,
he was the Red Ranger. Wolf. So he was the Red Ranger before.
He was original Red Ranger. So he won the previous battle royale war. You know, right? And he resetted the universe, right, with our current team. So we are in timeline 2 by this. That we know of. We know of. All right.
Yeah.
Right. He is timeline. Right. So he's the only one that has like memory of this shit. You know that he was from the previous timeline. And all the other guys like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You know. Yeah. But yeah, that is Kumada's character. And I probably and I was like, I just in retrospect, he's also a character that really does not do anything within this show. But it's a show, like I said, the show was being written as it was going on, so that they did not know what to do with his character, right? They did not know what to do with his character until the last episode. Not the last episode, episode 49. I mean the last episode, episode 48. Episode 48 was just dedicated to him, right? Because that's when he finds out, I was like, hey, look, hey, man, your wish might have fucked up the law of the universe,
Good.
right? Right? And so now you gotta face the consequences of that, But you know what? He learned, right? Because that was his... So, because we found that his big rival, his main villain was Rex, the weird baby Cthulhian god that you saw at the beginning of the episode preview, right?
Oh.
That was who he was fighting.
Okay.
Right? So Rex tells her, like, hey, by resetting, you fucked up the timeline, you fucked up the natural order, so you gotta pay for that, which, in retrospect, pretty reasonable thing for him to be mad about, right? So then he realized, okay, hey, maybe I did fucked up, but you know what I can also do, right? I'm just gonna overwrite the save state and I'm just gonna make a new save state,
Okay.
Right? So he does it again. He doesn't rewrite the universe, but so Rex is like some omnipotent god who represents probability. So he's like, hey, you say I can't, just because you say I cannot divide by 0, I'm gonna write a rule that says I can divide by 0, and you cannot stop me. He's like, oh, what the?
I
man,
didn't think you'd right past you'd figure out the loophole.
Yeah, I did not realize you could just I thought you rewriting reality was like a one-time deal, I didn't realize you could do it again. Yeah, so he felt like he had that ability again, right? But he had to end up giving up his godhood, giving up his even though it doesn't matter by the end of the episode because he gets it fucking back, right? Like his entire character up until episode 48, was that he was like this god character and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the only and due to him fucking around by playing on God mode, it doesn't. Hey, look, if you keep spawning gold, it might fuck up the world economy.
Yeah, it might glitch out things
at some
and
point.
break it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So in the last, he gives up all that power, right, to rewrite, to defeat Rex, to give him up. Right, I was like, oh, you realize this is supposed to be like his noble sacrifice of him, right? I'd be like, oh yeah, hey man, what I did was a bad thing, so hey, I'm gonna give myself up for the better of humanity, right? Which everything up until 48, I'll let you know, Tariq. I think episode 48 is the best episode of the show. Okay.
Oh. Okay, so why did I watch 49?
Yeah. Well, look, you only have to watch 2. I gave you 2 episodes to watch. You know, right? I said that. So I'm staring at Kevin. I was like,
Watch the synopsis. It gave me the same info anyway.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
It gave me the same info. I bum rushed this homework assignment.
And then you
can still be in this video.
But you're the loser because you're the one not doing anything with it. So
I unironically went on YouTube, looked up this Gozyuger rundown, and this guy who just summed up like the first 12 episodes in 30 minutes and the second half in like 30 minutes.
Jokes on you.
Jokes
on you. I read the synopsis 10 minutes before this recording, and then I watched the episode as we've been talking. You spent more time than I did.
But so that's Kubata's character, right? But it doesn't matter. By the end of the episode, he gets back his god. He comes back to life, and he still retain his god ability. I was like, all right, feel like you just undid everything he did in the last episode. Where he talks about, hey, look, the only way to save the world is to give up my godhood. So I feel like once again, you're just fucking up the world again.
Yeah.
At some point, this is gonna catch up to you again, and you're gonna fuck this up. But that is Kubata. He also has a talking bear. I don't
his
give a fuck
talking bear
about this.
robot assistant guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just that character fucking does not fucking matter. It's just a stupid little. Look, if it was voiced by the voice actor for Momotaru, I probably would have cared about a little more. But I don't give a fuck about this. About this stupid fucking bear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, holy fuck! Is he voiced by Ken?
Oh well, guess you do care.
Do you know who Ken is?
It's Jaden Yuki.
Yep. Holy shit! I did not realize that. Oh wow. Oh man. I
Turns out, you gotta eat crow now.
Oh man,
turns out you.
Oh man,
turns out he
can I
matters.
save state this? I need to rewrite over this. I fucked up. I need to rewrite over this. All right. So now we can go to who is probably the most problematic character within this fucking show.
That's saying a lot based on everything that you've said.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Sorry, do you have paper?
No.
Do you have? I just
Mom
heard
made
a
those,
paper
and then
turn.
Chrissy's like,
Do you
"Those
have
suck, so I made
notes?
that." But I
No.
want you to text Chrissy's mom. Thank you for making me the thing.
Oh yeah, no, I will do that. Okay. Oh no, just the stuff that came up for the event. All right. But anyway, so all right, yeah. I think I talk about Hoeru Tono, the Red Ranger,
Hoeru Tono,
Goju Wolf. Right? A character who is such a blank slate with nothing going on in his life that the writer of the show says that, I relate a lot to him. He's just like me.
For real.
Yeah, and everything, right?
Which isn't a self-indicting problem.
You need Super Poly targets. You and Kevin know Super Poly. You guys can figure out Super
I
Poly.
haven't played the game in 3 years.
Just figure out Super Poly targets. All right, so his character is that he is an unemployed loser, because of that. He's just straight up an unemployed. Look, at least he has the decency to attempt to get a job, unlike a main character in another Toei tokusatsu show we're watching.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah. So his character's like he has no goal in life. He does not know what he wants to accomplish. He's just like, I'm just kind of winging it. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to do, right? Because of this.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know what's going on, because of that. So I really feel like I want to. The worst part is that he keeps learning lessons. He's learning as an adult. All right. So once again, by the way, he's not friends with any of the other Gozyuger. By the way, none of the other characters actively like him because he keeps saying, hey, I'll pay you back next. Can I get $1? I'll get you back next week. Ignore the fact that I'm unemployed and that I do not pay rent. But I promise you, I will pay you back $1 next week if you give me right now, right? That is his character. Pretty much,
Yeah.
And I just hate his character. Everything about his character is just extremely frustrating to watch. He learns all of his lessons as an adult, which is the most outrageous thing to be doing, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like you should not be doing. This is not stuff I don't think you should be learning about any of this stuff at this point in your life. Right? I mean, one of his big gimmick is that as a child he got kidnapped. He went to the no one world, right, or wherever the fuck, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, as a child, and he got abandoned there. And his foster mother said that no one goes after a dream. So she straight up told a 7-year-old boy, "Hey,
your dreams are dead.
Hey, don't have any dreams. Don't have any goals in life. That's how they get you.
God.
Right? So yeah. So that kind of might have been the reason for why his character's so stunted. But the problem is, like, I mean that's fucked up. But I feel like that is not stuff you should be developing for an adult character, right? I mean, it's fucked up that a 40-year-old woman told him as a child to not have any goals or any dreams in his life. But keep in mind, there's a 7-year-old kid. I'm not sure how much 7-year-old kids remember this type of shit. They're like, all right, I'm gonna go back playing outside, right?
Yeah, but you'd be surprised what subconsciously affects you as you get older.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so that was his that's him. He was like, look, he was told not to have any goals as a kid. So that's the reason why his character throughout the entire show is just figuring stuff out as it happens.
Oh.
Because of this. Oh yeah, that's his character. So he's just throughout the entire show, all of his weird character for. It's him just learning basic lessons that anyone as a child would have learned. You know,
should have learned, certainly.
Right, like, hey, you gotta say please. You know, guys, you can't just take that stuff. You know.
Yeah.
So his character throughout the entire show, he has a brother, right? That also went with him. Well, technically they're not actually brothers. They just call themselves brothers, right? And they're not actually blood related.
The gun brother isn't really his brother.
No, and it's also really part of that because his brother keeps talking about how much he wants to marry him and how they're gonna spend their time together.
Marry his brother?
Yeah, that's like his brother's like weird character.
Okay.
Subplot throughout the show. He talks about how much he really loves his brother, you know, and how much he wants to marry his brother. I'm like, oh boy,
I don't like any of that.
I don't like it. This is very weird and awkward. You know, this needs this needs to stop. You know, this is very strange that this is you know, but
to say the least.
Yeah, but you know they play it off for laughs, you know, so I guess it's
funny.
fine, you know.
Yeah,
and sexual assault is not a real thing in Japan, you know, apparently.
Oh boy, that's a great sentence to share with the world.
You know, no worries. But I do not like Hoeru as a character. He is just a very badly written character throughout the show.
Yeah, he seemed every time that
he is so unlikable as a character.
Like, not just unlikable, but like not like participating almost. Like it feels like he's just constantly asked what he wants to do and nobody wants to, and he never has.
Also, the worst part is, right? Like, in order for you to become a Gozyuger or get like the stupid ring, you have to make a contract with the Megazord, and you have to tell him your wish up front. He's like, hey, you can't change this shit, you know? Yeah. You gotta tell me up front what the fuck you want me, this omnipotent sword god, to do, you know? When he first met the Taker, he's like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And the Taker was like, you know,
I guess I'll
make the exception
for you.
Yeah, you know, I'll give you the exception this one time. You know, I was like, what? Oh, what do you mean? Why does he get the exception? That what a crazy thing to let this guy do. You know, I feel like you have... But yeah, like, that's how underdeveloped he actually is. He's just like, when the magic sword god who's... Like, because the whole commitment of the sword god bit is that you gotta tell the sword god, hey, what the fuck you want, you know, so I can write this down. You know, I gotta notarize this.
Yeah.
You know, this has to be written on a form, you know, because of this stuff. But yeah. Yeah, that's the weird fucking thing with this character. It's so crazy how he's just badly written to be just like this unlikable character throughout the entire show.
So at the end of it, perfect 10 out of 10 show.
Oh man, look, there's still more. Hold on. We still gotta. Look, there's still some more. The villains. I want to talk about the villains real quick.
Okay.
All right, that's Hoeru. I fucking hate Hoeru. You know, I just look. He's just. I really did not want to spend any more effort talking to him because he's just a character where he does not spend any effort to him, and that everything he learns is just basic stuff that anyone should have fucking learned or figured out. By this point, isn't it right? The fact that I think he's like 23, 24 or something. 20. He's actually in his mid-20s in the show. You know, right? Mm. I feel like, boy, this is not stuff we should not be writing. These are not stuff we should be writing about a character to learn about. You know, if this character's like 23 or whatever the fuck, or 25 or whatever,
right.
Or whatever the fuck his deal is. You know, the villains are like I said. The villains are. I'm not even sure what the fuck they are, honestly, within the show. You know, right? They also want the Sentai Ring, right? But they don't have a contract with the Megazord for this, so they just want it just because. We find out that within the show's narrative that they want the ring so they can go to the human world, but there's nothing really for them to do in the human world, right? Because they already live on their own planet and have their own society. It's not like it's established with the show that they need the humans as like a food source or like an energy source or anything. They're just like, oh fuck, man, what's over there? You know, hey man, what's going on? Hey man, hey, I'm Christopher Columbus. You know, hey, what the fuck? Hey man, hey, let's go to India. You know, oh, this place is amazing. You know, right? Hey, do you guys have spices here? What you guys? I got some blankets. You guys want some blankets? You know,
Yeah.
right? So like the villains in the shows are just really bad because their goals are just they just want to. Besides from them just being generic villain stuff, it's not like once again the main villain of the shows are supposed to be the calamities like the Satan of the Sentai whatever the fuck universe, but they're not they are not trying to rebirth they're not trying to summon back the calamity. These characters are not even fucking aware of the calamity. Like, oh, what the fuck are those guys? Holy shit! Oh my god, those things are fighting as fuck. Where the fuck did they come from? Wow, you know, they're just doing their own thing, and this is really weird that whatever their own thing they're doing is they're like, and like in retrospect, they don't technically need to do this, you know, or what they're doing. They're just coming to the human just because they're dicks, you know, like hey. These people have their own planet and society that they live in. They do not need to be coming to Earth and fucking with humans and stuff because of this. That's the main villain of the show. Like I said, Kuon is like a villain only for Hoeru. He just really wants to fuck his brother. I think is the most I can interpret from his character.
Really problematic, but yeah.
Yeah. You know, hey, look. It's fine. Incest is cool in Japan, so you know. Hey, let that be on the record.
Nope, I'm
you know.
not on the record of having anything to do with that sentence.
Okay. Okay. The mechas. The mecha is just like the. And look. Toei cracked the code. You're like, hey, kids really love it when your henshin device is also your Megazord.
Yeah,
you know, right? We cracked the code.
I will say, impressive that the final episode didn't actually have a mecha fight.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, the Megazord in the shows are really whatever. You know, there can only be one Megazord out at a time, and only one pilot at a time because there's only one magic sword. Except the time where they used the ring to create duplicates of the Megazord to fight again, but they only did that in one episode. I feel like, wait,
that's how that
why don't you guys do this every? I was like, wait, well, why don't you guys do this more time to have all 5 Rangers fight together as a team? You know, like, no. Only one of us can fight at a time. You know, it's like, all right, sure, wherever the fuck. So yeah, mechas are. I mean, the Tiger Sword himself honestly looks very fucking good, right? I think all the attachment that the Ranger slaps onto him makes him just goes downhill. I think the Tiger Sword is actually such a peak Megazord, simplistic Megazord design on what he is. You know, how they managed to engineer that.
Yeah, what it should
anything.
have been.
Right, but once you start putting like all the Rangers' individual like gimmicks on it, I was like, oh man, no. This is not it. This looks really awful. You guys gotta stop. I do not want to see the Green Ranger's stupid little bird on this. I don't want to see the stupid unicorn on this goddamn shit. You know, stop on it. Just give me the Tiger Sword. The Tiger Sword itself just looks very fine.
Yeah.
All right, that's the Megazord. Gimmicks, Sentai rings, fucking amount to nothing.
Oh.
You know, so you know, like I said, they were the MacGuffin of the show. Throughout the entire show, people were just fighting for them. Yeah, I really do not have to say, but the Sentai Ring just really, really fucking suck. You know, I mean, like they had like a cute little gimmick where you could turn the ring to reveal the true
face.
The face. I was like, oh man, that's nice, but yeah, you know, and like I said, they're just the obligatory MacGuffin where look, the Tiger Sword only grants you the wish if you get all 50 rings. You know, I'm only hey look. I need all the rings, you know. Oh, but okay, I forgot to mention this story. So the reason how Hoeru ends up winning the battle royale is that he won by default, right? So within the last 3 episodes, there's like 5 fights that they had to still go through it. And I was wondering, man, how the fuck are they gonna fit all these fights within like the last 3 episodes? It turns out they just kill off all of his competitors. You know, they all got hit by this stupid little PUBG.
That's a great way to beat the competition. Kill everybody off.
Oh, yep, and then Tiger Sword's like, all right, well, you win by default, kid. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, you're the winner. What's your wish? Give me, hey, do you have a wish yet? Hey, I've been asking, I've been asking about this for like all fucking year. I need to know what the fuck your wish is, you know. But yeah, I think that's it for the gimmick. I don't think I need to say anything about this show. I'll go to my final rating of this show now. I hate this show, honestly. This show is honestly so fucking bad. From a narrative standpoint, from any type of like I said, I'm ignoring the whole Maya Nomori controversy, right? And, like, I feel like even if the controversy did not happen, I don't think anything in the show would have changed. You know, like I said, I don't know why they decided to let this person I mean, I know why. She's a fucking Nepo baby, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck they would decide to write a Nepo baby for the last, right? Because they knew this was the last show. I feel like if you knew that was the case, you should have brought back like actual veteran Sentai writers, you know, to come back and do something, right? The story is so badly paced between all these fights. They could not fit in all the battle royale. You know, these characters. None of the characters get an equal amount of development time. Characters who should not be a villain or randomly were dedicated to be a villain for an arc. You know, it's really bad. I give Dawn Brothers a lot. We give Dawn Brothers a lot of shit, right?
As they deserve.
You know, I mean, look. Here's the thing. At least Tosuke Inoue, when he writes like he knows when he knows what his end goal is for when he does not care about the.
But he still has an end goal,
right? At least he has the story figured out enough, right? Like he is not at episode 34. It's like, oh boy, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Oh man, I gotta figure out a fucking end goal villain. Oh, I did not think of that. I did not think of that shit. You know, like Totsuki's always only fucking weakness is the fact that Toei says, hey, write in the stupid toy, and Toei's like, I don't give a fuck about any of that dumb shit. You brought me here to write a show. I'm here to write a show, not write a toy commercial.
Yeah. I want to have somebody have a fucking mental breakdown in my show.
You know, hey, that's the shit I live for. That's what gets me off. You know, right? But yeah, like I said, Akiko Inoue was a terrible person to bring in right. I don't know if Toei just gave up or fucking stopped caring. I feel like they definitely. I feel that's a really bad mindset if they actually did. They actually did by this point, right? Because we know that the show was gonna end. I feel like if that's the case, they should have at least tried to end the show on a high note. Like I said, Go Kaiser ruined a lot of Sentai, anniversary, right? Mindset for everyone. Because now everyone expects whenever there's a Sentai, you gotta get back all these fucking cast members.
Gotta be high level.
You know, right? And you know, right? And they're like, and people are like, oh man, Kamen Rider can do it. Why can't Sentai do it? Boy, there's an easy explanation.
Yeah, money.
It's called fucking toy. When you look at the toy sale, there's a reason why Kamen Rider can go out there. Look, they might not pay or put like a big offer, you know, to get back, but at least they can actually offer cast member, and they have money set aside for cast members to come back, you know. Right, but yeah, I honestly, let's see. So there are 6 Gozyuger. I would rate this Bakugami if he decided to work at the hospital again. You know, right? So that's my final. You know.
Okay, well,
that's my
as someone
final
who
rating.
didn't participate, and maybe I'm not going to look through the logs to see how many of these I had to get dragged into, but I'm going to say. This is Gozyuger, so it's supposed to be Goju, so that's supposed to be 50. But they had 49. There was only 49 Red Rangers, correct? Right? So
yeah.
then I think it's...
No, 50. Yeah, no, 50. It's 50. Remember, because Lupin and Hat Ranger are two
right,
separate...
So there's only 49 series, right? There's only 49 series, but this is Gozyuger, it's the 50. Yeah, so then I'm going to rate it a 1 out of 50 for the fact that I'm missing my 50th.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I cannot believe how this... Hey, look, you know, don't worry. Look, hey, and 50 years is something, you know, right? Not many shows can go out and say that they were making a new episode every week for 50. Which, by the way, that is not true. I don't know why all the fucking stupid news medias keep saying, "Oh yeah, man, they went for 50 straight years." They did not. These shows were taking breaks.
Yeah, of course
for
they did.
events. You know,
What happens when baseball
yeah,
happens?
don't fucking. Yeah, you know, don't fucking say, fucking Sentai was going on for 50 years straight. That is a fucking lie, you fuckers. You know, but yeah, I'll at least give Sentai something that it went on for 50 years, you know? Did it end it on a high note?
No.
Honestly, not. You know, right? Hey, maybe Toei. You know, maybe not that Sentai is going on a hiatus. Toei could hire a lawyer who knows how to speak English, you know, and read the contract and actually get this contract fixed for them, you know. I think that's all they need. They need to they have to figure out. All right, I think that's all I want to say about Gozyuger. I don't feel like there's like anything else I need to Oh, hold on, there's one more thing. Hey, we did get the stupid origami Red Ranger.
Yes, we
that was
managed
designed by a
to
kid.
fulfill one Make-A-Wish order for some kid.
Right, and that was cool. The best part is that the Red Ranger does show up and said, "Wow, you." The best part is that he shows up. Because he's from like a multiverse bullshit. He's like Gambit in Deadpool. Where he's like, "Oh, I was born in the void." Like he does show up and tell them, "Wow, you guys fucking suck." He straight up tell it to their face, "You guys are fucking terrible, and you guys do not deserve." He does tell them that you guys do not deserve the title of Super Sentai. And at that time, he was trying to say as a joke, you know. But
clearly certain things have proven true.
Yeah, but all right, okay, that's okay. I think that's all I want to say. I think I'm ready to end this.
Sounds good. Hey,
all right.
It was a pleasure hating you, Super Sentai.
Yeah, don't worry. But you know what? But you know what? Hey, Tariq, here's the thing: the multiverse is infinite. You know, some would say is infinity. You know, right? Look. And you never know who's gonna appear on the in these multiverse, you know. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. All right, we can end this. I think Kevin is dying.
Yeah. Okay. Go give him his shot.
Yeah. Let's hey, don't worry. Kevin, don't worry. I know where I have Kevin's stuff. You know, right? I think I have a shovel in the back. Right, if anything.
Give him some Dave's Hot Chicken Rikuo level. That'll wake him up.
Oh, yeah. We thought about doing that.
Are you putting Kevin out of his misery?
It depends. All right, hey, are you still dying? What's going on?
I feel way better.
Oh, he's drinking.
Are you hungry now?
Oh, do you want to get food? Oh, okay. Okay, well, all right, well, Tariq, well, I spent the last 80 minutes ranting about a show I hated. Yeah. All right, but don't worry. Hey, look, next week, Gavin Infinity. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, Infinite. The possibilities are awful.
To infinity and beyond. You know.
Okay.
All right,
yep.
all right.
That's it.
All right, that's it. I need to get back to deck building for the YCS. All right, Kate. Thanks. Bye.